So far we were dealing with sorting, bringing out some kind of types of rows or records as they're called. But now let us take out a certain result. This is called filtering. Namely, let's click inside the table and let's do data filter. And now those combo boxes, as they're called, appear here up here, and we can do such a filter. For instance, let's select city and let's unselect everything by clicking on select all, and then select Tallinn, and here it is. We have only those computer sales that were made in Tallinn. Now up here on city we have something that marks that a filter is active here, and on the left side we have those row numbers now in blue, which means that that some rows have been hidden so that only the filtered out results are shown. Okay. Now what we can do next is we can just take the results, copy and paste them out, and here it is. We can now release this filter. We can go up to the table and do data clear next to data filter, and we've copied out the results of those Tallinn sales only. So that's basically what filtering is about. We can also use the word query because we've queried the data table and gotten some results. Now the next thing we want to do is look at brands and unselect everything again. There's a bunch of brands, so unselecting them one by one would be tedious. And now let's select Balrog and Frodo. Okay, 2 brands selected. Or we can at first select Balrog. Now only Balrog's results are here. Then further select Frodo here. And we've got those 2 out. And now further, we can go back to the city and let's say select the city called Tartu. And here it is. Now we only have those Balrogs and Frodos that were sold in Tartu. Okay. Let's take another copy here. Again blue rows marking that something is amiss. And now let's release the filter again, data clear. And our third filter has to do with dates. At first, let's take 2 cities, Tallinn and Tartu. So city, Tallinn and Tartu. And now, as we can see, when we click on the city, we have a bunch of other things in the filter as well. For instance, the sorting. So sorting is right next by here. Then there is something called text filters. Let's see what these are in a second, because at first we want to see the same thing with dates. Namely, we have Tallinn and Tartu, and we want to see only those sales that were made from 10th to 20th of January. Okay. Now, it would be tedious to go click them one by one, especially if we want the range to be from 15th of July to 17th of August or something like that. So for that we have now those that we wanted to consider, the date filters. And as we see, there's a bunch of options here. For instance, the date has to equal, it has to be before, after, or between some time period. Then it can be either tomorrow, today, or yesterday, or next week, this week, last week, or month, or quarter, or year. So such different things are brought out in here. There's also year to date, which is another option, but we're going to be selecting between, and now we want it to be between 10th and 20th of January. So we can just write 10.01.2009 and 20.01.2009. Now let's see what else is written in this dialog box. Namely, we have here is after or equal to. So this is the beginning date, and is before or equal to, which is the ending date. And then it selects everything that's between 10th and 20th. Now, there are other options as well, but we'll look at those later as we come back to this dialog. And there's also AND that's been selected in here. So it has to be at the same time after 10th and before 20th. Let's see what happens if we select OR in here. For instance, if we select OR, it means that the date would have to be either after 10th or before 20th. If we think of it, actually every date satisfies this condition, because every date is after 10th of January 2009 or before 20th of January 2009, including year number 1 and including year number 3000. So we should really be careful changing things here to know what everything does, really. Okay, so here it is. From 10th to 20th, Tallinn Tartus are computer sets. Let's copy them out as well. Just as the date column had date filters, the column with counts of computers sold have what are called number filters. Number filters include equals, does not equal, greater, less, greater than or less than, between. There's even top 10 and above average, below average. So again, a number of options. Let's say that we want the number of computers sold to be above 1, so we want to exclude the smallest sales in which just a basically such as just a customer has come to store and bought one computer. So we do greater than or equal to, and we say greater than or equal to 2. So this is our threshold. And we have a new set of results. Let's release this filter right now and try out the case in which we are looking at text filters this time. Here they are. If we're looking at cities and then there are text filters, let's at first begin by applying some filters on brand. We only want to see Eldar and Frodo. And now let's say that out of all the cities we want to see just Tallinn, Tartu and Pärnu. So Tallinn starts with T, Tartu starts with T, and Pärnu starts with P. So these two letters, T and P. We don't want to see Valga or Võru, which start with other letters. So here we go, city and text filters, and we say begins with. There's also ends with, or equals, or does not equal, or contains, or does not contain. So such options as well. Begins with is where we write letter T and click another begins with and write letter P. So Tallinn, Tartu and Pärnu are selected. The only thing, here we have to select OR, because otherwise it would have been that the city name would have had to start with T and P simultaneously, with T and with P. But if we say OR, it has to start either with T or with P, and this is fine with us. And here it is, only these 3 cities are remaining.